Hey, it's Couch Potato. I'm back with a new video, and this video I figured when I'm coming back to make more videos, what's the best way to do it? And the best way is for a video game room tour. Now, it's not necessarily a game room tour because it's actually a game loft, but semantics. So, my collection's ever changing. I go and sell off stuff that I don't care about anymore or just have other ways to play it. So my Sega Genesis collection got sold off. My PSP collection got sold off. My Vita collection got sold off. And if I want to enjoy those games, I just play them on ROMs on my Raspberry Pi. So I'm always changing my interests. So things might have changed since the last game room tour. So we're just going to go over my collection again, let you see inside look on my game loft and what I've got. And it will forever be changing because that's just how I am. So take a journey with me through my game loft and we will check out my video game collection. All right, so we come up the stairs and you'll be greeted by a game room sign. My wife got that for me. And my Streets of Rage little picture box here. It's a little crooked, I gotta fix it. But so Streets of Rage, one of my favorite series of all time. The second one is my favorite, of course. It's the best one. But I do miss the specials from the first game where the car came out and did your special move. I wish they would have put that into the second game and or even just gave an option to use that in the second game. But anyway, the first game, second game, fantastic. The third game was really hard. Japan decided the Americans needed a hard version. Supposedly the Japanese version is less difficult, but still a cool game, but harder. Got Big Brutus Zangief, my huge Zangief statue, and this thing is massive. He's like toddler sized. And love that statue. Got him. PCS makes great Street Fighter statues. I've got my Last of Us 2 collection here of little figures. We've got Joel and Ellie, and we've got Abby. And I just made a little scene. If you've played the game, you'll kind of get it. But really great game. It got a lot of hate when it first came out, but I think it was unwarranted. I think the game was actually really good. And then we've got my game loft. This is where all the gaming goes down. And as you can see, I've built up quite a collection over the years. Not as much as some others, but a lot for me. When I moved into the house, it was such a pain to move everything. That's one downside of collecting. It's hard to move everything. It takes a lot of totes. But all right, we've got my Dalzim statue, also PCS. And he's really cool. I remember pre-ordering this at New York Comic Con, and really cool piece. Comes with extra head. It has the old man Dalzim head and a different arm that makes him look like he's doing like dance or something. Pretty freaking cool. So really like that statue. And then the game cases, they used to have all my most expensive games, but I've changed it. I didn't want that anymore. I kind of wanted these display cases to display my life in gaming and the games that I grew up with playing and all the games I've enjoyed. So most of the stuff in this case and the other case are from that. So we have Need for Speed Underground. Love the Underground series. The first game's my favorite, but the second one is really good too. Love them both. But the first one I've spent the most time on. Just when it came out, it just blew my mind. I was really into the tuner scene, Fast and Furious, all that stuff. Had an O2 Honda that I had hooked up and tricked out and all that stuff. So then we have Silent Hill 2. Love the Silent Hill series. Just love survival horror, so had to get that. And just a great game. I'm ready for the remaster or whatever, the remake. Hope they do a good job with it, but plan to play that day one. Then I've got Twisted Metal 2, also another game. Spent countless hours with friends playing that game. Really awesome game. Fun car combat game. Then we've got Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. I love dungeon crawlers and hack and slashes, so Baldur's Gate, awesome series, fantastic. And Champions of Norath, I have that on PS2 as well. Those type of games, Diablo, love all those. Then we've got Rise of the Tomb Raider, classic series. Rise of the Tomb Raider is my favorite of the series. Just personally, I love the story of it and the scenery and the gameplay. Everything about that game just captured me. And it was a great gaming experience that I had in recent years. And then we have Grandia 2, one of my favorite RPGs of all time. And I had to get the Japanese special package edition. It has a cool little art book in there. And then I got the standard for Dreamcast. I've played that so many times. I absolutely love it. I also got the remaster on Switch. Then we've got Obscure. Never played it actually, but I plan to. And like I said, survival horror is one of my favorite genres too. That game looks really cool, so I'll give it a try sometime. But I forgot to swap it out with a game from my past, so it's in there. Same with Little Nightmares. Cool game, cool concept. I played about half of it. I need to go back and finish it, but just haven't had a chance to swap that out. Some of the bigger box items don't really have space for on the shelf, so they have to go in here. Indigo Prophecy is one of my favorite games of all time, so it does deserve a place in this case. And Indigo Prophecy was Telltale before Telltale. If you ever played the Telltale games, which the Walking Dead Telltale games were phenomenal. Some of the best, like Choose Your Own Adventure stuff ever. The only game that almost made me drop a tear out of the eye when something happened to Lee. If you played it, you'll know. Tearjerker. Then I got Valkyrie Chronicles. I got that cheap at Best Buy. I think they were like clearancing it out. So I just said, oh, it's cheap. I'll buy it. It's sealed. Switch game. So what the heck. Trails of Cold Steel. A series that is beloved by JRPG fans. I played it. It was cool, but I don't know. Didn't really like suck me in like Grandia and Wild Arms and some of those other ones. But cool nonetheless. And then we've got Octopath Traveler. Never played it, but heard it's an awesome RPG. So that's in there because I don't have space for a lot of this stuff. Kind of limited now. Then we got the three... Oh, wait, before we go there. We've got Kotal Khan from Mortal Kombat. Got a big statue of him. Same company, PCS. Like I said, they make awesome statues. But he is just awesome and mammoth. And he comes with all kinds of cool stuff. He has like a hand you can swap out for something else. I forget what it is, like a sword or something. Just really cool statue. And he's got the sword on his belt. Really awesome. Got that bad boy. And then we get to 360, which you'll see I have a lot of 360. I love that era of gaming. And what better way to start it off than Call of Duty 4, the original Modern Warfare. Everyone and their mom and their pet monkey was playing this game when it came out. And it was some of the best online gaming experience I've ever had. Probably will never have another experience like that. And it kind of got me into online multiplayer competitive gaming. So Call of Duty 4, definitely one of the top games of my life. We used to play it competitive too, game battles, and I forget the other one. But my brother was sponsored by Turtle Beach headsets when that was popular. I think his team beat Team Fear. It was like spring season or something. So they were hype about that. And watching him play too was awesome. Max Payne 3, just really like the storyline. Really fun game. I love third person shooters, so I have to have that in there. Saints Row 2, I am a bigger fan of Saints Row than I am of Grand Theft Auto. I just like it better. I don't know. I can't really explain. But Saints Row 2, I think, is the best of the series. Saints Row the third is my second favorite. Then we've got Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, written by a guy who does Forgotten Realms books. So the storyline on it is one of the best and really fun to play. The only downside of it was it wasn't multiplayer, so it was a single player experience, and that kind of hurt the game and hindered the game. I think if it would have had online multiplayer or co-op, it would have fared a lot better, but it didn't, unfortunately. But they did remaster it recently, and I have that as well. You'll see here in a little bit. And then we've got Commander Edition of XCOM. I love tactical games. I love turn-based combat. So I love that series. Gears Tactics is another one. I love that as well. We've got Enslaved, a hidden gem on the Xbox 360. I think it's on PS3 too, but Xbox 360, really fun platformer game. Definitely play it if you have not already. And then you can't have 360 without Gears of War. I mean, come on. And Gears of War 2, my favorite of the series, I think. But Gears 3 is also a really good one. Then we got Space Marine. I am anxiously waiting for Space Marine 2 to come out. I cannot wait for that. I love Warhammer 40K. I love reading the novels. And I cannot wait to play that. Yeah, Space Marine was actually a pretty good game for what it was. If you like action packed shoot 'em up slash hack and slash, is pretty good game. I just started playing it again, actually, trying to get a little fix in. Spec Ops: The Line, really good third person shooter, has a kind of messed up campaign, but really well done, and another slightly hidden gem on the system. If you haven't played Spec Ops: The Line, I highly recommend that as well. And then on the bottom, just some extra stuff I didn't have space for. I have Taki, Senran and Kogura, which I've never played. It was just cheap at GameStop, so I bought it. I think it was like 20 bucks or 15 bucks or something. I don't know. But I figured it would go up in price eventually. Then Mana Kamiya 2 for PSP. This is the Japanese special edition. I actually won this in a raffle for like $7 online, so that was pretty cool. I'll probably never get rid of that just because of the memory of winning that raffle. And I was really into PSP then. I had like hundreds of games for that, plus like all the special edition PSP consoles too, or handhelds. All right, so we'll go on here. This is like my gaming setup. Don't mind the wires and stuff. I just hooked up my PS2 to my new TV, so I have to use a converter. The PS2, I just started playing Resident Evil 2, one of the best games ever created. I figured why not play it, and I totally forgot how hard the tank controls are. So I barely got past the first part to get to the police station. So it's definitely a challenge until you get used to it, because those controls are really clunky, and if you don't know what you're doing, it's really hard, actually. And I got eaten by zombies a few times on my way to the police station. And we've got my PS3. It's an old school one. I don't think it's backwards compatible, but it's one of the originals. And then we've got the Halo edition. I think it's Halo 3, yeah. Xbox 360. The Gears 5, Xbox One X. And I just finished playing Resident Evil Remake, the Jill and Chris edition, or their campaigns. And that game is one of my favorite. I think that might be my favorite game of all time, the Resident Evil Remake. and the original Resident Evil. Just absolutely adore those games. And then I've got my original Xbox. I can plug it in whenever I'm ready to play it, but right now, also have an HDMI switch for that. And then my PS5 over here, just hanging out. PS5, I mostly use it to watch my brother play games. I don't know, I'm kind of weird with that. I'll watch him play through different games, survival horrors and stuff, and we'll just talk and play through the game. We just finished Last of Us Part 2. Really fun. Then I got my Marcus Phoenix statue. Really cool statue. Really well done. Sorry if this video is going to take a while, but just want to give you guys all a glimpse at my collection. Everything I have in here. And some story and backstory behind it. Because I don't really collect just to collect. And I don't really like getting things just to get things. So most of the stuff, a good chunk of this stuff is stuff that I actually want to play or care about or have played. Then we've got all the special edition consoles I have. Gears 4, Xbox One, Gears of War 3, I think it was, the Xbox 360, and then you can see like Clementine, Knuckles and Tails. Got Star Wars Special Edition 360 with the C-3PO controller. Got Modern Warfare 3. I do have the controller for that as well. It's on my couch because I use it to play 360. I don't know if it's just me, but a lot of 360 controllers stop working. I don't know what it is. Xbox One controllers seem to last forever, but 360, I don't know. For me at least, they tend to stop working after a little bit. It's mostly the battery pack in the back doesn't want to stay in or something. I don't know. Then we got Halo 4 console. Don't have the controller for that yet, but eventually. And then we've got my statues and special editions up here. Got Heather from Silent Hill 3. Love that game as well. Have the Tyrant from Resident Evil. Like I said, it's probably my favorite game of all time. Got Oddworld, Abe, and his little figure. Soulstorm. My brother beat it. I think it was pretty cool looking, but I never actually played it. Then we've got Kingdoms of Amalur, The Re-Reckoning. Another one I want to go back and play again, just to experience the story again, now that I forget most of it, but really fantastic game. Then I got my Ken and Ryu, or Ryu. I know people get mad about that, but they, if I can find they light up. I thought they were pretty cool, so I got those. Connect, Inbox, Complete, my little Pokemons. Then I got, what is it? Assassin's Creed 2, and I don't know what that one was. Assassin's Creed 3, maybe? And their figures. Then we got Agent 47, I think it is. Hitman, another game I love. I love those tactical type games where you want to be unseen and stealth and stuff. I love stealth games too. And then we've got Max Payne 3. I showed you that in the other case, but that's the special edition. Then I got Halo 4 and Halo Reach Collector's Edition. I'm pretty sure that Halo Reach is sealed, but I don't mess with it, so I don't know. And then we've got my Sega Genesis poster that I got at Too Many Games, I think it was. It was Too Many Games or Comic-Con, I can't remember. But yeah, all the cool Sega characters. And I grew up as a Sega Genesis kid, so really fond memories of the Genesis. Definitely Genesis over Nintendo for me. Sega does what Nintendo don't. And then I got Street Fighter again. You would think with all the Street Fighter stuff that I play Street Fighter and all that, but not really. I mean, I've played them, obviously. Most of the ones on Sega and Super Nintendo, but I just like how the characters look, and it's just a well-known fighting game, so I like that kind of stuff, even though I don't play it. And I love watching fighting game tournaments on like YouTube or TV or whatever. Just people who can actually play fighting games just fascinate me. Like the way they can block and do combos and stuff like that, just incredible. All right, then we got Luke Goblin, Diablo. We've got Lara Croft, another series that I hold dear to me. Then we've got Chun-Li, another Street Fighter. And we've got Link, Zelda. My favorite Zelda, and probably the only, well, not the only Zelda, but Zelda A Link to the Past. I think that was the one on Super Nintendo. Yes, me and my brother and his friend played through that, and I absolutely love that game. It's fantastic. The first Zelda on regular Nintendo we played too, that was fun, but they're about the only two ones that I really like. I don't know why. I like that like top-down isometric type view. Then we got Death Smiles 360. I have an open complete copy and a sealed copy behind it. It's just a shoot 'em up for 360 that will probably go up in value because probably didn't sell a whole lot. All right, then we've got Rocksmith, and this is the actual guitar, like a legit guitar, and you can actually plug it up, play it. It'll teach you how to play guitar. So I found that real cheap locally and figured why not pick it up, and it's on 360. And I have about half the 360 complete set, so I was like, yeah, I'll pick it up. Then I got Ellie from The Last of Us, her statue that came with the collector's edition. So, Last of Us Part 2, like I said, I think it's a lot of hate that it doesn't deserve. I know people got mad because Joel got killed or whatever, but I mean, the game is just awesome. The gameplay and graphics and everything. If you haven't played it because you've been hearing trash about it, put that trash talk aside and give it a try. I think you'll enjoy it. Then we've got Chun-Li again. This one's a bigger statue that I got from the same company, PCS. They make really good Street Fighter statues. If you're going to buy a Street Fighter statue, I think that's the company to get them from. They have a bunch of different ones. And then we got Sonic Mania Collector's Edition and some box 360 stuff. I think it's Star Wars. What's this other one? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and then just a standard slim 360, I think. So that's for that. But I'll show you my 360 sign, and I got it custom framed and LED lights. And it's not nighttime, so I didn't light it up, but it lights up. I can do different colors. I can make it flash. I can make it go around, whatever. Cool little addition to the loft up here, especially because 360 is like my go-to right now for collecting. And then we've got special edition controllers, you know, Gears of War on the bottom here, plus this random camo one. Then we've got the C3PO, another controller of that. I've got this one I custom made on the Xbox Design Labs, and I want to get a sticker of like Wolverine's claws to put on the sides and make this like my Wolverine controller. That's kind of like the plan for that one. My wife got me this for my birthday a little bit ago, but you know, you can have custom sayings put on them, but the thing I wanted the most about this is it looks like a 360 controller, but it's an Xbox One controller. So I told her, hey, can you get me this? And so that holds a place in my collection forever as well. I'll never get rid of that one. All right, so we're going to head over to check out the actual games in the majority of the collection. So let's get to it. All right, so we've got the 360, the major chunk of my collection, because like I said, so I'm going to make a video about GameStop coming up and how I actually miss it. And I did get a lot of these for next to nothing, if not nothing, off of GameStop, because they had this like trade deal back in like 2015 maybe. And I remember me and my brother got like $700-800 worth of trade credit off of trading in games that we bought for cheap at like Walmart, and then brought it in for like double the trade credit. So a lot of this I have gotten for free or next to nothing due to trade credits from GameStop. So we got I'm not going to talk about them all. I'm just going to talk about ones that stick out to me. 50 Cent Blood in the Sand, a hidden gem on 360 as well. Really fun like action game. Alice Madness Returns, another really good platformer game that kind of goes unrecognized, unnoticed. But if you like platformers and some kind of weird stuff, Alice Madness Returns, definitely a good one to try. Then we've got Army of Two was kind of a cool concept, but I never really got into it. I know it basically requires 2 players, even though you can play it 1 player. But I'll make another 360 video on like games to look out for and games to buy now and all that stuff. Games that are creeping up in value. But we got all the Assassin's Creeds basically. Not a huge fan of the series, to be honest. I thought it got repetitive pretty quick. Valhalla is my favorite of the series. I just really enjoyed that. The setting and gameplay, everything. I like the RPG elements added in. Just a really nice game. Then we've got, not a whole lot here, a Batman series. People love that. I gotta get into that. Never actually played them. Got Battlefield. I know there's a lot of Battlefield fans out there. Just not my thing, really. BioShock. Thought it was a really cool concept. Never played through the whole thing, but played a little bit of it. Thought it was cool. Definitely a game worth playing. Blue Dragon 360 RPG. I started playing it. It was pretty fun. A little simplistic, maybe I could say, but fun nonetheless. Then you got Blur. I think that's the game that is kind of like Mario Kart, but with real cars. I think that's the one. Let me just double check here. Blur. Yeah, this is the one that has power-ups and stuff like Mario Kart. Heard it's really fun. Have not played it. Borderlands, another series people love. Never fully got into it myself. And then we've got, Bully. The Burger King games. I remember when they first came out and Burger King was giving them away. Well, not giving them away, but you could pay an extra like $2 to have them with your meal. And I got all 3 of those. Thought it was a pretty cool idea. I wish other places did that too, but oh well. Then Call of Duty. I know people bash on Call of Duty now, but back then, Call of Duty was on fire and everyone was playing it. Call of Duty 4, especially the Modern Warfare, and Modern Warfare 2, really awesome game that everyone was playing. Modern Warfare 3, I think that's when it started shifting, but I really enjoyed playing Modern Warfare 3, even though I spent many a times yelling at the screen. But, oh man, I'll never forget those moments in gaming. A lot of people love Call of Duty World at War. I'm not a huge fan of like that era, the World War I and World War II and stuff like that. So never really got into it, but then we've got, so you'll see 2 Catherines here. The reason I have 2 is because there's different covers. We've got the one where she's like laying down, and then another one that is her face. So that's why I have 2 of those. I think it's kind of like a board game slash card game slash dating sim or something. Never played it, I don't know, but figured get both of those variants. Then you got Condemned, another like horror game, first person shooter. Conan, this game was really fun to play if you like the hack and slashes. I don't think it gets the proper respect. It was actually a decent game, fun game to play, at least in my opinion. Then you have like Crackdown, and then you've got some other games there. And then we've got the Darkness and Darksiders, Deadly Premonition, another survival horror game. I thought it played really crappy on 360. I tried to play it and just, I don't know, maybe I'll have to try it again. Maybe it was the controller that was broken, but it seemed like the aiming was just ghastly. Like, it was so janky. But maybe I'll try it again. And then we've got Dead Rising. That series took off. I thought it was cool, but it just kind of got boring after a while. And then we've got Dead Space, another survival horror, really good series right there. And then Defiance. I remember when Defiance came out, and then they had the TV show, Defiance TV show that came with it. And we really had a fun time with that. And I'm sad that it kind of shut down pretty quick, but it was fun while it lasted. I like how they had like the open world and the world bosses, and everyone just came to take on these world bosses, and it was really fun. All right, so then moving along, got Dragon Age, Dynasty Warriors. That series has been out forever. Same with Dungeon Siege. I remember playing Dungeon Siege on computer way back in the day. And then we've got Enchanted Arms, another RPG for 360. I think it's on PS3 too, but... And then we've got this one, El Chavo Cart. And the only reason I pointed it out is because I'm pretty sure this is a Mexican release only. And I had to get it shipped up here from Mexico. And it's basically like a Mario Kart type racer or whatever. But that one's been up in price for a little bit, and it's actually pretty it's not that easy to find, to be honest with you. And then we got Eternal Sonata. That game was awesome. Another RPG. The Evil Within 1 and 2, I really enjoyed those. Well, I only have Evil Within there, but I have Evil Within 2 on Xbox One. Fable, people love the Fable series. Got Fallout 3, I remember my brother and I played that. It was, man, that game was fantastic. One of the best. And Fallout New Vegas, a lot of people love, but I didn't really get into it that much. Or I didn't really play it that much. Then you got the Far Cry series. I really try to get into the Far Cry series, but I just don't like the way it feels. I don't know, the gunplay or the movement or something about it, I just can't get into. I don't know. I tried to play Far Cry, especially that newer one where you're in a cult territory and a cult has taken over or whatever. It was really cool concept, but I don't know, just not really my jam right there. I don't like jam, I like honey, and I kiss it on the lips. If you heard that video by Gary Busey, hilarious. Then we got the Fear games. Fear 2, must play. It's like a first-person shooter horror. And I don't know about Fear 3, I never played that. I tried to play Fear 1, but it's so dated. You can tell it's dated. But Fear 2, definitely. In Final Fantasy, people go crazy over Final Fantasy. Gears of War, love that series. Except Gears of War Judgment, that's kind of universally accepted as not that great. Ghostbusters game, Grand Theft Auto, people love that too. For me personally, Grand Theft Auto has got too in-depth and too, I don't know, I don't want to say realistic, but like, it just doesn't get my attention anymore. I liked when it was not as in-depth. Then we've got Halo. People love Halo. I just can't get into it myself. I don't know. I don't like jumping around, all that crap. So, Hitman. I love the Hitman games. And just other 360 games that I have. Telltale Games, Jurassic Park. It's one of their first ones, so it's pretty much a point and click type of deal. You don't do much roaming around like in the Walking Dead ones. And then we got Kane and Lynch. Kane and Lynch 2, underrated game. I think that's a hidden gem as well. If you like third-person action type games, it's really good. And then this game is I actually enjoyed this game, even though it was hard. So I think it was like a Souls-like type game, and I usually don't like those, but I remember enjoying this game for what it was at the time. Kingdom of Fire, Circle of Doom. Knight's Contract, another game that's not talked about much. Very weird game, but it is actually fun, and I enjoyed playing it. But very strange, I will say that. Definitely a Japanese feel to it. Then we've got, I guess I'll start over, King of Fighters, Konami Classics, Left 4 Dead. People love the Left 4 Dead. I know they tried to come out with that new game. I don't know if people are still playing it, but I gave it a whirl for a little bit, but then lost my interest, or something else came out, and I just never went back to it. And we got Lego games. Lollipop Chainsaw is a kind of fun, goofy game. And then the Lord of the Rings War of the North. I really enjoyed playing that game too. If you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, that's the Lord of the Rings game that you want to play. That game was fun. Lost Odyssey. A lot of people say that's the best RPG on the 360. So if you really like RPGs, Lost Odyssey, definitely. Go over here. Sorry about the camera. Just got Mass Effect. People love the Mass Effect series. Never really played them. Metro. I like that series. Minecraft. That Minecraft has really taken over. Or it did anyway. And then just random Mortal Kombat. Need for Speed. Need for Speed Most Wanted. Considered one of the best Need for Speed games. I have to agree. It's awesome. Then you got all other kind of stuff. I remember the hype for this 99 Nights game for 360. They were really hyping it up. I don't think it really panned out to anything. And yeah, Ninja Gaiden, just a bunch of random games here. Overlord, and the row down here. Payday 2. Sorry, my camera skills are not the greatest. Rage, I enjoyed that game. Then you got some shoot 'em ups. Red Dead Redemption, series that's really taken off. I remember playing the first one online, and I used to run around with the little like 6-shooter Magnum or whatever, and just I wasn't trying to do good, I was just trying to piss people off. Just killing them with the 6-shooter revolver. It was really fun. Not cheating or anything, but just, I can fire really fast. I have a really fast trigger finger, so like I love using revolvers in games and solo shotguns. Like Modern Warfare, the original Call of Duty 4, I remember always using, it was like the G6 or something like that. It was like a marksman rifle that was single shot, or semi-auto. Used to use that a lot. And then there was another one. It was like, gosh, it's been so long since I played it, but it had like a silver top to it, and it was a single shot. It was powerful, but not that accurate. But like I said, I can pull that trigger really fast, so I can basically turn a semi-auto into a basically auto. And then you got Red Faction, Resident Evil. I heard Resident Evil 5 is almost unplayable if you don't play with someone else. I never actually got into it, but if I do decide to play it again, I'll get someone else to play with me because I don't want to get frustrated. Just a bunch of different games. Rumble Roses. People say crap about this, and it is like kind of pervy, but it's actually a decent wrestling game. If you like wrestling and wrestling games, it's actually not bad. I would think it would be a lot worse than it is, but it's actually not that bad if you can get past like the perviness of it. And then you got Sacred 2, Sacred 3. Like I said, I love the dungeon crawlers. Saints Row. I've got the Saw games. I did start playing through this game, and it was like really wonky, but I thought it was fun. And the second one, maybe I'll go back and try to beat the original so I can play the second one. And then we've got Shadows of the Damned, Silent Hill. Love Silent Hill series. I don't think these games are that bad. I mean, they're not great, and they're definitely not towards the top of Silent Hill games, but I didn't think they were terrible. And then the Silent Hill HD collection, got that sealed. Probably won't open it. Heard they really messed up on the fog effect in the remakes that they did, or the remastering that they did. Then the sniper games, I love these sniper games. I actually beat Sniper Elite 3. Super fun. Taking someone out from like across the map. Really fun. Very challenging though, but if you do it good, it's very rewarding. Okay, so Soldier of Fortune Payback, not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's definitely not good. South Park Stick of Truth, amazing game. If you like RPGs and you like South Park, you can't pass up on this game. Stick of Truth, phenomenal game. Soul Calibur 4, I remember playing a lot of that. That was fun. They had that fighting tower where you had to see how far you could fight up the tower, and then when you lost, that was it, or whatever. That was fun. And Spectral Force 3, there's speculation that's going to go up in price. Glad I got that. Spider-Man games, Splatterhouse, just some random games. And we've got Star Wars Force Unleashed, The Bureau, that's an XCOM declassified. That's a branch off of the XCOM games. I kind of enjoyed that too. It wasn't great, but wasn't bad. Tales of Vesperia too, but that's been ported to other consoles. Tomb Raider games. Like I said, I love that series, so I have pretty much all of them. And Transformers. Transformers Fall of Cybertron is the best Transformers game. I don't care what anyone says, you can fight me. That game is amazing, and I might play that coming up here. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. If you have not played that game, I don't know where you've been or what you're doing, but you need to stop what you're doing and play that game because it is incredible. And then I just got like some stealth packs. Action pack, just random games here. Viking, another game that I really enjoyed. I think that's underrated as well. Does it get repetitive a little bit? Yeah, but it's fun for what it is. Witcher 2, another classic right there. Oh, The Wolf Among Us, really good Telltale game. Really cool how they did that. Based off the comic series Fables. Then Wolfenstein, WWE. I've always loved wrestling, although I haven't watched it over the past like decade or whatever, but growing up I watched wrestling religiously, so wrestling games always on the top of my list. The new wrestling game I really enjoy. I play that on and off. X-Men Wolverine Origins or whatever. X-Men Origins Wolverine. A must play. Really good action beat 'em up type game. They did a really good job with that. Another XCOM game. And then random platinum hits, some special editions. I'm not going to go over them, but there's Modern Warfare 2. And that's from when I originally bought it, when it came out. I was at the midnight release. I remember midnight releases were awesome. Then this is basically all the sports games. So no need to go over all those. And then we hit, the best section, the Connect section. Totally kidding. Then we got the original Xbox. This game I played a ton of, 4x4 Evo 2. Really fun off-road racer type game. Used to love that. Got bunch of games here. Blood Omen 2, really good game. Call of Cthulhu. Cold Fear, another good survival horror game. Conquer Bad Fur Day, but they edited it, which I don't understand why they did that, but so it's a lesser version than the N64. And then we got Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. You know I played that. Games, Halo 2. I did enjoy Halo 2 when it came out. That was awesome. So I definitely played that. There's Indigo Prophecy again. I think I have that for like every console it was released on because I just like that game. Legacy of Kain, Defiance, really enjoyed that game. Manhunt, really good game. Max Payne, obviously. I used to play these NBA Inside Drives a ton because I used to really be religious into NBA until about 2008, 2009. And then I just kind of lost interest in the sport. But when I was really into it, I'm a 76ers fan. So Used to play the Inside Drives. Had a lot of fun with that. Need for Speed Underground 2. Oddworld. Got The Punisher. Got Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 4, The Room. Very interesting game in the series. It doesn't really match the other ones, but it was still, pretty good. Stubbs the Zombie. Chojo Mineral 3. The Thing was a really good game. Survival horror. Little bit of a slept-on title there. PS2, we got Champions of Norath. Really good game too. Dragon Quest VIII, one of my favorite RPGs. Absolutely loved playing that. It was fantastic. Def Jam Vendetta. I used to have the Def Jam Fight for New York for PS2 or Xbox, but I sold it. I wish I didn't. Love that series too. Final Fantasy X. Used to have a lot of fun playing that. ESPN 2K5. One of the best football games ever made. Got Grandia 3. Hitman. Indigo Prophecy again. And then Hot Shots Golf, another series I love. Love those games. Now it's Everybody's Golf. Then we got WWF. I love those games also. So SmackDown, Just Bring It. And SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. Used to spend countless hours playing those. Midnight Club. Used to be in the racing games a lot. Tenchu. Wild Arms 3. Which I think is slept on. I like that game. I like the Wild Arms series. X-Men Legends, really good series. It was the ones that came out before Ultimate Alliance, I believe. Same style. And then I have 2 games. We got Curse Mountain, which I think is harder to find than people think. And I think eventually that will go up in price. And then whatever that game is, Trauma, New Blood. We've got PS3. I'm not gonna... Killzone. I remember Killzone 2 came out. My brother had the PS3, but I had the 360. And I remember watching him play Killzone, and it was really fun. Really liked it. Little Big Planet was a cool concept. Heavy Rain was a really good game. Resistance series. Skyrim. Skyrim's everywhere. I mean, it's been released like 50 times by now. Got Uncharted. Love that series too. If you like Tomb Raider, you definitely like Uncharted. Just a phenomenal series. Then PS4. Dragon Quest XI was awesome as well. Really awesome. I enjoyed that. Everybody's Golf. I still play that to this day. Then we've got Far Cry 5, Final Fantasies, South Park, Fresh Your Butthole, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima. Oh my gosh, I played that so much. That game was so good. Definitely at the top of my list of games of all time. Ghost of Tsushima. When the second one comes out, I'm getting it day one. I might even take off work so I can play it. And then we got, Horizon, Zero Dawn, Indigo Prophecy, yet again. The Last of Us, played the first and second one. Really good games. We got the Dark Pictures, Man of Medan, whatever. I love those games too, because it's kind of like Telltale. So I love all those games. I need to get more of them. And then we've got... What is that game? The Legend of Heroes, Trails to Azure. I got that recently for my birthday. But the price is already pretty high on that. So it'll probably go up even more in the future. The Quarry is another one of those dark picture ones. I think they make it. I don't know. But it's the same type of game. Then Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes. Can't go wrong with those. This Sinking City was pretty cool. Now Spider-Man, Street Fighter 5, bunch of other stuff. Uncharted remastered. Got more Uncharted. Until Dawn, I think, was the first one that set off the Dark Pictures anthology. And if you have not played this game, I highly recommend giving it a try. It's kind of like playing through a horror movie where you get to choose what you do. So if that's your kind of thing, I recommend it. Vikings, kind of cool game. It's kind of like Diablo. So if you like Diablo type games, give that a try. And then I've got a couple PS5 games. Last of Us 2 Remastered, Star Ocean, Tales of Arise. And then I got Xbox One, A Plague Tale, really good game. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, like I said, my favorite of the series. And then we've got more Call of Duty, Diablo. The Division was really fun. Remember playing that when it came out. Going in the dark zone with my friends and doing extractions and stuff. It was really fun when it was popular. All right, then we got There's the Evil Within 2, more Gears of War, Hellblade. Hellblade's another one. If you have not played it yet, definitely do so. Do so with headphones on or the music or the volume up really loud, because it will creep you out. But it's fun. And then Ghost of Recon Breakpoint. I fell in love with this game. Really good game. Fun to play. Life is Strange, I love those ones too. Anything that's kind of like a narrative based, choose your own adventure type thing, I love those type of games. Then we've got Metro Exodus, Mortal Kombat. I do enjoy playing those even though I'm not that good, but they're fun. Some other ones, Need for Speed Heat, which I thought was pretty decent considering the series was kind of floundering or whatever. Then we got Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village. I didn't like that they went to first person at all. I wish they would have stayed third person, but they weren't terrible. They weren't as bad as I thought they were going to be, but I still don't really consider them Resident Evil. Just me personally. I think if you threw a different name on them, you wouldn't even know the difference, really. And then we've got Shadows Awakening, which is kind of like Diablo 2. I played that for a little bit. Shadow Tactics, another tactical game. Love those. Tomb Raider. State of Decay 2. I played countless hours of that. I love that game. And I'm patiently waiting for State of Decay 3, but I heard it got pushed back to like 2027. So maybe it'll come out before I die. I don't know. Styx, another good stealth game. I like how he breaks the fourth wall. So like if you die, he'll like face the screen and be like he'll like cuss at you or whatever. So that was pretty cool. Titan Quest, like Diablo, and then The Walking Dead, Telltale Definitive. Like I said, if you haven't played the Walking Dead Telltale games, I highly, highly recommend it. They did a fantastic job with that. Now we're getting to the end of the 360 stuff here. Warhammer Chaos Bane, another one that's like Diablo. I had a lot of fun playing that too. And same with this one. This is like Diablo, but with guns and stuff. The Inquisitor. Really cool. Really cool, love that game. And then XCOM, of course. And then I've got some PSP games, Hot Shots Golf, and Pop LaCroix. Pop LaCroix is a really good RPG. Let me get that stuff out of the way. And then I've got Dungeon Siege on PSP. And then here's my little Switch collection. I don't really play my Switch much. I'm not a big Nintendo person, so... But I've got Baldur's Gate, this Capcom beat-em-up collection from Japan, Belt Action. It has all the cool, like, beat-em-ups on there. So, that was cool. And then Grandia HD Collection, I Am Setsuna, Mario Kart, which I think is the best Mario Kart. The Mario Kart 8. Really fun. And this game was a pretty cool platformer. If you haven't tried it or you're afraid to try it. If you like platformers and puzzles and stuff, it was really good. And then Streets of Rage. Love that series, so of course I had to get that. Got Resident Evil Revelations Collection, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, and Super Mario RPG Remaster. Which that game is... So that game holds a special place in my heart because my dad was fighting for his life in the hospital when that came out, the original Super Nintendo. So my mom got it for me and my brother to kind of keep us occupied during that traumatic time. So we'll always hold a place in my heart. And then we've got Toe Jam and Earl. What can I say other than those games are fun and kooky? So... Alright, so that's the Game Loft tour, and thank you for touring it with me and getting a glimpse into my gaming life and my gaming history. And I just want to say, don't listen to anybody about what you should play and what you shouldn't play, what's good, what's not good. If you enjoy it, play it, because it's, in the end of the day, it's only you that is playing it. So if you enjoy the game and other people are bashing on it, just play the game, have fun. It's all about personal experience and the memories that you'll create. And that's another reason I love gaming too, is that all the memories that I have throughout the, years, and from like a child to now a full-grown adult, it's interesting to see how gaming has progressed, how it's improved. Some of the things not improved, but like the leaps and bounds. If I told myself as a young kid that games today would look the way they do, I would not believe you. Because back when I started gaming, it was Frogger, Pong, and it was regular Nintendo and Sega Genesis. So the leaps and bounds that have happened over these years, and being able to see all the changes and how it went from, pre-internet, where you only could play with other people if they came to your house or you went to their house and you did couch co-op, to like massive online gaming. And now you can just play with anyone all over the world, and your friend could live in Arkansas and you could live in Canada, and you could still play together. And I just think it's amazing. I think it's fascinating. And I'm not too up on a lot of new games because a lot of them just aren't my style anymore. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but I spend a lot of time going back to play older games and games from my childhood, games that I played within the past decade or whatever, that I just want to go back and revisit, that I have a lot of memories with. Like recently, I just went back and played through the whole Call of Duty campaign. So like from Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original, all the way to like now, all the campaigns, just to like get a feel for it. And it was really fun. And Modern Warfare 3, I think, has the best campaign, and Modern Warfare 2 is probably a close second. And surprisingly, Call of Duty Ghosts was a good one too. That one's kind of slept on. The campaign I'm talking about. Online for Ghosts was terrible. I remember that was a terrible experience. But yeah, it's just about your own personal experiences, and game the way you want to game. And thank you again for coming and seeing all this and listening to me ramble for probably about an hour now. I don't know how long this video has been, but just a lot to cover, a lot to talk about. And I can't just go by and not talk about different games and different experiences. So hopefully it wasn't too bad for you. Hopefully you'll stick around. I got some more videos that I want to come out with. I've got some ideas for stuff that I want to talk about, and I hope to see you around. So Couch Potato signing out.